I would be hard-pressed to say and not be wrong that you probably have got $75,000 or more invested in your race car. You're not racing for the purse. You're racing for the love of the sport. And I think that's another problem we've got is we got so many of these people that when they put that seatbelt, they strap in that car, they pull them belts tight, strap up that driver helmet, it goes to the blood circulation, they tear their shit up all to hell, and they don't realize that, either you're doing this stupid at the start of the race, or why did you destroy a $50,000 race car for $5,000 to win when, you've got more money invested in what the purse pays?
Well, you're exactly right. We're not racing. I race because I love the sport, and they said if you're going to make $1 million in racing, you better start with two.
Absolutely.
And that's a true statement. And, this deal has got to be fun. We got to enjoy it. I think, I hate to say this, but sometimes I feel like you see too many of these kids come and go now.
Yeah.
You don't see they're in the sport for a year or two and they're done because their daddy's out of money. And there is no Jody Ridley's, Trickle.
There
you don't see those guys anymore, and that's what the sport needs. That's why you gotta those guys quit racing because a lot of the guys quit racing because they can't afford it no more, and that's what's wrong with NASCAR is you don't see there's no short track heroes anymore.
Yeah,
there's not many NASCAR fans because they don't know who these NASCAR drivers are, and you have to have heroes, and we got to make that happen somehow. Love him, hate him, or whatever, but you need Stephen Nasse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's classy or nasty, and most of the time he's nasty, but that's what you need. So, love him or hate him, but you got to have that guy.
Definitely, and guys like Kyle Busch that Paul Szmal was referring to as he goes for his quest for 200 wins and so many other things as well. And, of course, Bubba Pollard, we're going to let you go, my friend. I know you're probably busy in the race car shop getting those cars ready to head down to Alabama, out in the middle of nowhere for the South Alabama Speedway's running of the Rattler 250, the Rattler 250, and the Rattler 125. That will be, of course, at the South Alabama Speedway, and my good colleagues and friends at Speed 51 Network. Speed51.com will have pay-per-view coverage of that event. So, again, make sure you check out Bubba Pollard. And Bubba Pollard, I think I saw an entry list. You're going to be not only doing the pro late model racing, but you're also doing the super late model race as well.
Yeah, we got a big weekend ahead of us. We're excited. It's a place like you said, it's out in the middle of nowhere, but it can create some good racing, and there's some loyal fans down there. I tell you that. So it's awesome to go down there and race. They're great people. John Dykes, Sandra,
yes.
Malia. All the people down there are awesome, so we look forward to going down there every year.
I've announced at the Rattler before on several occasions, and one of the things that I do not enjoy is during driver introductions, and that's standing next to that damn rattlesnake. And because there is a rattlesnake that is down trackside during driver introductions, and the announcers and the trophy queens and the drivers, they pass that snake, and they get pictures with that snake. Kind of reminds me of the race up in Washington with the ASCS Sprint Car Series, and if you win the race, you get a picture in Victory Lane with this big-ass mean polar bear, or mean grizzly bear for that matter. So, yeah, you have fun at the Rattler, and go after it, and go after it hard.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of snakes either, but hopefully we can get in Victory Lane with the snake, but all opposite ends. Yeah,
but you know what? They do tell me that the snake is defanged. He's defanged. There's no venom, but damn it all, just that, there's things that I can take. I just get eerie when I see a snake. I either get me a can of gasoline and going to burn that bitch to the ground, or I'm going to try to get me a hoe or something.
There ain't but one good snake. And that's a dead snake.
Yeah, a dead steak. I was about to say, well, if you said steak, I love steak. That's delicious. Beef is really good. So, definitely. Yeah. Hey, Bubba, thank you for being on, my friend. I appreciate you. I know it was a little bit over time than what we were going to, but the hell with it. It's a podcast. If they don't like it, they can skip it. Thank your sponsors, buddy. Congratulations on your win at Kinley.
I enjoyed it anytime.
Go ahead and thank your sponsors, bud.
Well, I got to thank harrisonsworkwear.com. They're out of Spartanburg, South Carolina there. Have a store in Hickory and Winston-Salem. Mr. Harrison, get online, check it out. They have any safety equipment, safety clothing, boots, headgear, eyewear, things like that. Get on there and check it out. It sure would help me out a lot. Try to support the people who support short track racing. So I can't thank them enough. I appreciate it.
Definitely, my friend. Bubba Pollard, you're the man. Appreciate your friendship. Appreciate knowing you in this industry, and give them hell this weekend at the Rattler.
I appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Bubba Pollard, car number 26 from Sonoa, Georgia. Winner of the Solid Rock Carrier Super Late Model portion at Southern National. And, of course, in addition to that, he has got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on this weekend, South Alabama Speedway, the Rattler, and some more. We're going to take a quick break and thank a couple of sponsors. When we come back, we're going to talk it up with Brandon Pierce, Chester, and talked with the powers that be via messenger. We're going to go till 2 hours. We're going to go till 2 o'clock, till 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock this afternoon. So we've got about another 40 minutes remaining. We'll split it up with about 20 minutes each for Brandon Pierce and Chester. Don't go anywhere. More of the official Finish Line podcast presented by All About Wraps coming up in just a moment.
Some energy drinks want to scare you. Some even want to bully you around. And the others, they're just blowing smoke. Packed with vitamins B3, B5, B6, and B12, the new HiQ energy drink comes available in 4 exciting flavors. Skyberry Fusion, Apple, Coconut Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. Natural caffeine, no preservatives, no crash, no bull. HiQ Energy Drink. Wings are for birds.
This is Kate Dillon from CrateInsider.com and host of the Racing Insiders podcast. You are listening to my awesome friend Wesley Spider Monkey Outland. Now back to Finish Line.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to, of course, our official podcast, Finish Line, presented by All About Wraps. Wesley Outland back here with you. Justin McCowan just reading your comment now via social media. He says, Bubba Pollard is dead on, make excitement at the track, and it will draw a crowd. I enjoy a top 5 invert to mix it up, but I agree with his answer as well. Welcome back to the program. We're going to go till 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. It is Finish Line, presented by All About Wraps, allaboutwraps.net to get you a nice wrap job done on your dirt, late model, asphalt, late model, or more. Allaboutwraps.net, under $500. We're on Fox Sports Radio, Community Radio Network, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes Radio, and Tuned In. Archives will be up probably about 20 minutes after the show concludes. We're going to go back to the phone lines now and get right back to the calls. And, man, what a special win for this driver. Driving for one of the greats of late model racing in his own right, Lee Pulliam. A big, big win for that driver. And we are getting ready to go to the phone lines, and we are getting ready to join the driver of Mr. Brandon Pierce. And, of course, Brandon Pierce got himself a big, big win, an emotional win, an exciting win at Southern National Motorsports Park, part of the Solid Rock Carriers 300 at Kenley. Brandon Pierce joins us on the line. Brandon, welcome to Finish Line.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, my friend. You're amongst good company because I know you know Mr. Lee Pulliam. And how exciting was it to hold off Josh Berry? A crazy finish. I saw the highlights thanks to Tony Stevens and Car Store TV. And the awesome, awesome race and you getting that emotional win. I had to use I don't want to piss off the persons at the photographers, but I literally used that snapshot of you climbing out of your car, hoisting that checkered flag, swirling it in the air in real time. I had to use that for your headshot for the finish line picture for last night whenever I posted you were going to be on the program.
Yeah, it was really, really special. Of course, this was our first race together, and we were able to snag the pole that day as well. So the experience so far has been nothing short of pretty amazing. All the knowledge that Lee has is just it's unbelievable. I've learned so much already, and I've probably learned 5 to 10% of what I can. So it's just been such a great opportunity for me, all around, not just from a driving standpoint, but from understanding the race car better, from working on the race car, for learning everything you can do with it, and what a change does, and what does work and doesn't work, and experimenting with stuff. So it's just been really rewarding so far. Very special to have most of my sponsors there at Southern National this past weekend, as well as all my family and friends. It was just it was a really special moment, and was really glad to get my first career victory there.
Now, I'm not taking away your win because obviously Bubba Pollard had a more peaceful victory in the super late model portion of the Solid Rock Carriers 300. You had a pretty crazy finish. It came down to the last corner, last turn, car sideways, not lifting, coming to that checkered flag. Bubba Pollard said that he thought the super late model portion of the race at Kinley was boring. What was your thoughts of the late model stock race being the $10,000 winner?
I thought our race was pretty strategic. I think would be a good way to put it. Josh got by there fairly early, and I checked up and let him go, and I had no issues with that because we kind of had a strategy in mind, and we were going to stick to our guns on that regardless of what happened. We knew how far we were willing to fall back. And we weren't, going to do anything if we could help it, to get, any further back than that. But, I thought personally he was going a little too hard too soon. So, I had Lee in my ear, and again, we just stuck to our strategy. So, I thought ours was pretty exciting. As everybody knows there, you've got to get to the bottom, fairly quickly. And
right.
I got stuck on the outside pretty much every restart, except for the initial start of the race. And so I had to fight pretty hard to get down. And you can really use your tires up doing that. You don't, because you're immediately going to spin up there because there's no grip. So you try to spend as few laps up there as possible and get down. So I thought our race was very exciting. I thought we put on a great show. Personally, I keep telling everybody that I didn't want to see the caution with him to go. Because I felt like I was going to catch Josh under green, and so I had actually closed up to his bumper when the caution came out, and I figured with that and with having to be on the top and knowing we would have good company behind us, it was going to hurt our chances a little bit. But luckily, I was able to get down and start reeling him in with about 6 to go. Got to his bumper with 3 to go and got him out of shape, unfortunately. Didn't intend on doing that, and checked up, let him gather it back up, and actually thought once I did that, he was going to be too far ahead of me for me to run him back down. But he kept struggling with his car there at the end, washing up off the bottom, and both ends I could tell he was fighting it. And
right.
He gave me the daylight I needed in 1 and 2 after crossing to the white, and I gave him just a good enough of a bump to turn under him and get up beside him. And luckily when he checked up, getting into 3 to return the favor, luckily for me and all of our guys, he missed, thankfully, and I was able to hold him off and beat him back to the line.
And, I will say this, bump and run racing. Rubbing is racing. I saw the replay of the race, and I saw the racing between you and Josh Berry, Brandon Pearson, and I can't say that there was at no time anything done disrespectful on your part or his. You guys are racing. You're racing for $10,000 to win. You're running for bragging rights. Hell, you're running for your first career Cars Tour win. in racing for Lee Pulliam, who's one of the best in late model racing. You know, we claimed, my colleague and friend Jack Arouk, broadcaster, says that Bubba Pollard is one of the best in regional racing for supers or late models. Lee Pulliam, at a time, was one of the best in that car number 1 or the number 5 Kiker Motorsports entry. I've seen him come and go along the way, and he's truly, truly talented.